Harold Macmillan was Prime Minister, Elvis Presley the top of the hit parade, Burnley were league champions and Accrington Stanley in the 4th Division, the day Florrie Lindley bought Elsie Lappin's corner shop and Coronation Street first hit the small black and white television screens of an unsuspecting nation.
Now, the next thing you've got to do is to get a sign writer in. That thing above the door will have to be changed.
It's funny having my name over my own shop.
Celina Lindley. Sounds like an imprecation.
The street's first scene and first gag, and within minutes, one of its most legendary characters.
I'm Mrs. Sharples.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
I'm a neighbour.
A battle axe in a hairnet, Ina Sharples was to become Britain's favourite busybody.
There's some very funny people in this street. You come across a Mrs. Tanner yet?
I can't say I have.
You will. You want to watch her? She's a bad one.
Come on, Dennis Tanner, where is it?
Where's what?
Don't come innocent with me, you know as well as I do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
2 bob gone out of my purse, that's what I'm talking about.
Depicting northern working-class life, warts and all, in Salford, or Weatherfield as it came to be known, was the idea of scriptwriter Tony Warren. But a cleaning lady reckoned the name Florizel Street sounded like a disinfectant, so it was changed. The show was supposed to run for just 13 weeks. That had to be changed too.
We took off in those 13 weeks, and I've never seriously thought about leaving. I've been unhappy, like we often are with the way things are going, but I don't believe in quitting.
Bill Roach, the street's Ken Barlow, is the sole survivor of that original cast of December 1960. He said he'd have run a mile then if he'd known the street would run for 30 years. But now he'd like to play another 30.
Yes, I would, and because it's changed, it's always changing and growing. It's not like saying, do you want to be in the same play for 30 years? It's very different. Ken, in 30 years' time, he's going to be an old man. And playing an old man will be different.
Oh, I don't think I could do another Ken Barlow. Give us another 5 years and I'll do it, yeah, sure, why not? But I don't think I could stay here all my life, typecast and all that. I'm too young for that yet.
16-year-old Nick Cochran plays one of the street's newcomers, troublesome twin Andy MacDonald. Sudden stardom in his own backyard doesn't seem to have been a problem.
The people at school were fine. My close friends were just exactly the same. There was no difference in them whatsoever. They've all been really sound about it, and my family as well. They've really pulled together and become that helpful.
The youngest star of the street is Dawn Acton, alias Tracie Barlow, aged 13. In a show which is watched by around 20 million people every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, older hands have helped her find her feet.
I do get quite a lot of help in the way that they all make you feel dead comfortable. They don't, they're really nice to you, so you're not nervous at all.
All your mates at school, do they watch?
Sometimes, yeah, I think they do.
There's got a lot of good actors in it.
Who do you like best?
That little girl.
Tracie?
Yeah. I like Ken and all.
Who do you like on Coronation Street?
Sally.
I like Mavis.
I like Kevin best. I like Mavis. I like Rita.
Dawn Acton is the latest in a cast list which has included Max Wall, Prunella Scales, Joanna Lumley, Martin Shaw, Ben Kingsley, Richard Beckinsale, Gordon Kay, Michael Elphick and the Duke of Bedford. Among the show's fans, Sir John Betjeman, Harold Wilson, Dustin Hoffman, Lord Olivier, Boy George and Mrs Thatcher. Roy Hattersley even raised the street in the House of Commons.
I would not be party to any bill passed to this House which put Coronation Street in jeopardy. About EastEnders, I make no such assurance. But Coronation Street is, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely sacrosanct.
Back in 1960, the Daily Mirror prophesied,
"This programme is doomed from the outset with its dreary signature tune and grim scenes of terraced houses and smoking chimneys."
Today, the tabloids fall over themselves to find street exclusives. Gaza and the Ninja Turtles may come and go, but the street goes on and on. For many viewers, street life is real life. But for producer Mervyn Watson, that's not a problem.
It doesn't worry me that people are failing to distinguish between fact and fiction. I think they're playing the game most of the time. They know that it's fiction, but they enjoy entering into the spirit of it as fully as that.
You save your best voice for weeks, don't you?
She's got an errant husband, I'm afraid.
Emily, if I had one, I'd sing even louder.
Coronation Street's magical ingredient is humour. There's comedy in real life, so why not in soap operas? Comedy and a little of the spice of life.
Would you mind repeating that again? Shut up, you. Just repeat that again. I don't boil my cabbages twice. Not unless you're going deaf in your old age. I might be old, Mrs. Ogden, but I'm not that old I have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. And what do you mean by that? That I have to go chasing after great lumps of lard like your husband. What's wrong with my husband? You've got eyes, haven't you? If he's good enough for me, he's good enough for you. Ah, but just one thing, Mrs. Ogden. I happen to have a bit better taste than you have. Oh, have you? Well, at least I've had have the taste to stick with one man and not go chasing after every other fella from here to Kingdom Come.
I should think the reason for that is obvious.
What's that?
Has any other fella ever looked twice at you?
Does this happen often?
Only every 3 days. It's a men's free-for-all on Sunday. Sort of local custom, you might say.
And what's the betting that local custom won't be practised every Monday, Wednesday and Friday for another 30 years?